The Xtrackers Harvest CSI 300 China A-Shares ETF, ASHR, is an exchange-traded fund, ETF, that provides investors with exposure to the Chinese A-Shares market, which consists of shares of companies listed on the Shanghai and Shenzhen stock exchanges. The fund tracks the CSI 300 index, which is a basket of 300 large and mid-cap Chinese A-shares. One of the main attractions of the ASHR ETF is its ability to offer investors access to the Chinese A-shares market, which has historically been difficult for foreign investors to access. Prior to the launch of the ASHR ETF and other similar products, foreign investors had to go through a lengthy and often complicated process to obtain approval to invest in Chinese A-shares. The ASHR ETF simplifies this process by allowing investors to easily buy and sell shares in the fund, which in turn gives them exposure to the underlying Chinese A-shares. Another advantage of the ASHR ETF is its diversification benefits. The fund holds a broad range of Chinese A-shares across various sectors, which helps to reduce the overall risk of the portfolio. This is because the performance of individual sectors can often be volatile and subject to economic and market conditions. By holding a diverse basket of shares, the ASHR ETF can help to mitigate the impact of any individual stock or sector underperforming. One potential risk of investing in the ASHR ETF is the potential for political and economic instability in China. The Chinese A-shares market has historically been more volatile than other developed markets, and this volatility can be exacerbated by political and economic events in the country. For example, the ongoing trade tensions between China and the United States have had a negative impact on the Chinese A-shares market in recent years. Another risk to consider is the potential for currency risk. The ASHR ETF is denominated in US dollars, so changes in the value of the Chinese yuan relative to the dollar can affect the value of the fund. For example, if the yuan depreciates against the dollar, the value of the ASHR ETF could potentially decline for US investors. Overall, the Xtrackers Harvest CSI 300 China A-Shares ETF, ASHR, provides investors with an easy and convenient way to gain exposure to the Chinese A-shares market. While there are risks to consider, the diversification benefits and potential for growth in the Chinese A-shares market make the ASHR ETF an attractive option for investors who are looking to add international exposure to their portfolio.